Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Friday the 20th of March. So I'm looking at a dollar index first. The reason I'm looking at this is purely just to see where we are technically, and as you can see we're right bang on a double top, or we've been right bang on this double top across here. Where to now? Well, we might see a correction, a bit more of a correction. We certainly are seeing a correction at the moment. Now it's hitting across all of the currencies here. I'm just running onto euro. I'm going to just reduce the time frame into the dailies here, and you can see euro having a bit of a bounce here. Now up until now I've mostly been looking for any retracements to sell into. Certainly missed a few, but now we might be looking for a retracement again, moving into this direction. We may have a bit of a squeeze the other way now. We'll see, but we are on the euro right at the moment, straight into that first touch at 60.50 for 3 days. Or near enough. Let's just see what happens at that point. May see a sell-off into it, but I would be patient and just wait for reaction from this. If it starts selling off again, maybe waiting for a trend break. There is a I'm going to draw this very roughly. There's a sort of, and it is going to be very roughly, sorry, it's a trend line that's running sort of across there, if you can see what I mean. So I would look at maybe a break of that if I was looking at the downside. I know I'd be giving a lot of points back in terms of not selling straight at the top here, but we'll see what happens. I'm not in a rush either way. The pound had a much better rally yesterday. We couldn't hold on to it, but it had a decent rally at one stage about midday, and pulled back. It's shown the pound to me, because of its 35-year low or more now. It made me wonder whether it would have a bit of a better bounce, and it did have some bounces. It had 2 bounces in the end. We're in the second one at the moment, but had that sort of quite strong bounce eventually yesterday, and eventually we're running higher. Now we're running back for its 4-hourly 21. What do we do on the dailies there? Sorry, I'll come back to the dailies. Yeah, we're short of everything on the daily at the moment, but 60-minute wise, look, yesterday we came within a smidgen of that 60.50 in the afternoon, sold off later, back in this morning, and well, again, it's a question of watching this carefully from retracements. That 4-hourly may just be the clue. That 4-hour 21. Yes, it's gone through a little bit. Let's just see and watch and wait. Now, if we get a retracement on either the euro or the pound, as I say, I need to give it a bit of distance to judge whether to see if that's a retracement for further push up, or whether that's a retracement, a proper retracement right the way back down. Some of these sort of signals we see on a daily basis on the pound, etc., where they've got quite extreme, we might expect them to have a bit of a day or two maybe up, and then another test possibly, but it's got very extreme on the RSI here. It's had not so much on this time frame, but if we look at different time frames, we were seeing actually on the euro more so than the pound, we were seeing divergences. No divergent, marginal divergence. No divergence between the two lows at all. It was lower. So a bit of patience. I mean, we may just miss out on a massive retrace, and I was sort of expecting a big move when it happened. Now it did give some reasonable upside yesterday on this bar here, just didn't hold on to it. But you can see how big this green bar is at the moment, so relative to what we've been seeing in the previous 4-hour sessions, where it's been a lot slower, apart from that final push down there. Well, I say final, is it the final? We'll see. Anyway, looking at, as I say, potential reversals on these. Now, yen, same thing. Didn't get quite up to its prior highs at 112, and that sort of makes me question a little bit. But as I say, overall we've seen the dollar index hit that sort of key resistance point, and we're seeing all of these markets, or majority of the markets, pushing off from that. So the dollar's softening here. It's just come down. I've got no real desire to be trying to get the other side of this one on this yen. I don't trust the yen so much. Maybe if it bounces off that 50, then comes back and breaks it, it could be a a trade down, maybe back down to the 100 then, but as I say, I'm not so trusting with the dollar yen there. Aussie dollar had a hard old time of late. Yesterday pushed into even lower lows. Again, very extreme here, but look at this bounce it's taking through. So it's a bit of waking up to think, hang on a minute, maybe this dollar's done now for a moment. It's all these other countries have done what they can do, and maybe the dollar may just ease back a little bit. But as I'm looking at this dollar index, or Aussie dollar even, it's one of the weaker ones out there. It has, it looks like it's putting a higher low in here, so maybe again, don't treat it too differently. But if the others start rolling over, maybe this will roll over a decent old chunk. But you see this yesterday, most of yesterday, it's actually pushing up there. So watch out. Canadian dollar, when it eventually comes here, look, it's it too yesterday, little doji bar, strong sell-off of the dollar there against the Canadian dollar. So it is going around the markets. Whether it will continue all morning, we'll see. As I said, either way, I need to wait for a bit of a retrace to make a judgment from whether to go long on over the euro or the pound. I prefer the pound out of the two of them at the moment. Okay, that's pretty much it for me. News-wise today, well, it's not making a lot of difference. We've got core retail sales in Canada, and that's it. It's Japanese bank holiday today. Okay, nothing else there. Just catching up on other things, headlines on the news here. Okay, there's not a lot else there that's sort of really catching too much. Norway have cut their deposit rate to 0.25, so second interest rate policy move in March, not rolling out further cuts. So much the same around the world, so people getting onto quite an even footing in terms of interest rates mainly. Okay, that's pretty much it. Have a great day. Bye for now.